This video will review how to browse and register for courses. To begin, start by accessing the Go portal. Once you've signed into the Go portal, click on the Student Services tab. You should open two tabs here. First, you can open the course registration system. And you should also open a tab to review your DegreeWorks evaluation. Keeping your DegreeWorks evaluation open in one tab will help you follow along with what courses you need to register for. Once you've taken a look at your audit and have a good idea of what you might want to register for, you can go over to the course registration system and look for those courses. Also, you may be able to click on courses on your audit to see when those courses are offered, where they're offered, etc. Assuming we're working in the course registration system and not just viewing on DegreeWorks, we can either register for classes or browse classes. If it is your designated time to register, you should click on Register for Classes. Ensure that the Fall 2020 term is in the search bar and continue. Once in the system, you can browse for classes using a number of fields. You can put in any number of these fields, or you can just use one. Perhaps we'd like to register for a business course. We can browse or we can type. I'm going to scroll down to Business Management. If you know the course number, you can enter it. If you know a few keywords about the course, you may enter that here. You could put the exact title. You could search by any number of attributes. Perhaps you'd like to register for a course that has a writing attribute. You can look through the different instructional methods, such as hybrid, online, fieldwork. You could search by instructor, by campus, which may be very important if you don't wish to take courses at a certain campus, or by various meeting days and times. It is recommended that you don't put too much information into the days and times in the meeting areas, because it may cause your results to be overly specific and leave out courses that may have come up for you if you had been a little bit less specific in what you were searching for. Once you've entered all of the criteria, you can click Search. You may want to select this box, Open Sections Only, to eliminate any courses that are closed. However, at this stage, let's leave that open because there may be a course that we want to waitlist for. After you search, all of your search results appear here. You can minimize this bottom bar so that you can see more information up here. Because I've asked for a business course that is a W1, I've only gotten 2 results. Let's search for something less specific so that we can see more results. Search again, and let's search for all business courses. That's enough for now. I'm not going to put in any more information, and I will scroll to the bottom and click Search. All of the business courses, according to the criteria that I entered, have appeared here. Now let's review the important tabs. On the left, you can click on the course to see a variety of information about the course. Automatically, you'll see the course CRN number, its location, its instructional method, and so on. Some important tabs that you'd like to pay attention to are on the left-hand side, such as the attributes that are related to the course, if any restrictions that are on the course, if any. For example, freshmen may not take this course. Also pay attention to the co-requisites, which is a course that must be taken concurrently, or the prerequisites, which is a course that must be taken before you can take this one. Although there are a variety of other good information here on the left, those are the most important things that you should pay attention to. If we close this view, we can see some good information here as well. You can stretch these tabs to include as much or as little information as you'd like to see, but be sure to pay attention to each of the tabs. On the left, you'll see the course title. Again, you can hover over this, or you can click on it to see the interesting information that we just reviewed. You can review the subject, the course number, the section, which is less important, the number of credit hours the course is being offered as, the CRN, which is the course's identification number, the instructor for the course, the term, the various meeting times for the course, the campus location. Please pay special attention to campus location because we have campus sites on the Galloway campus, the Atlantic City campus, the Manahawkin campus, the Woodbine campus, and the Hamilton campus. It's important to note where the course is being offered. Not only should you be aware of whether or not you want to take a course on another campus, but you should also be aware of if there is enough time for you to travel between one campus and the next according to the times that you've scheduled the courses. For example, do not schedule a Tuesday, Thursday, 8:30 to 10:30 course on the Galloway campus and a 10:30 to 12:20 course on the Atlantic City campus. You would not be able to get to these two courses in 10 minutes. Next, you can look at the status. The status is the number of seats remaining, as well as the number of waitlist seats remaining. As you can see, this course has 9 seats that are taken and 105 seats that remain. There are obviously a number of waitlist seats available because we have not yet reached the waitlist. Down here, we have a course that is completely full. However, there are still 40 seats on the waitlist, so you would be able to join this waitlist. If there are any attributes for the course, you can view those on the right-hand side. Again, you could also view those by clicking on the course title and looking at the information that we looked at just a moment ago. If you'd like to add a course, you can add just here. And let's bring up our bottom bar again. This is sort of your working area down here on the right. So any course that you'd like to add, when you click the Add button, will appear down here. It's important to note that the course is pending until you take further action. Let's say I'd like to take this course. If I know I want to take the course, I want to submit right away before another student enrolls in that seat. Please do not let all of your courses sit in pending for too long, as you may lose the seat that you were looking for. If we've submitted successfully, we can move on to the next course. If it is a course that we wish to waitlist for, when we click Add and click Submit, we will receive an error. When you click the drop down, you'll see an option here to waitlist, and you can submit from there. On the left-hand side, you can review all the courses that you've registered for. This will not include pending courses, but it will allow you to see all of the courses in a nice laid out fashion that helps you to understand when you are available to take additional courses. So I can see that I am not free on Tuesday or Thursday from 8:30 to 10:30 because I've already registered for a course at that time. But I do have lots of time after that. Similarly, on Monday and Wednesday, I'm blocked out for a course from 3:30 to 5:25. So I have time before and after that course. If I've changed my mind about a course and I'd wish to drop it, I can click Drop and Submit. Be sure that all of your changes have saved. If you know exactly the course you'd like to register for, you can click on Enter CRNs. You can enter the CRN number here, which again is that 5-digit identification number, and add to your summary. Remember that once you've added to the summary on the bottom right, you need to click Submit before you register. Let's review a few important tips for registration. Some courses, such as chemistry and some other science courses, require a co-requisite. That means that this course, Chemistry 2110, which is the lecture, must be taken concurrently or in the same semester as Chemistry 2115, or the lab. It's important to put both of these into your menu at the same time and click Submit. If you don't put these in together, it will not recognize the co-requisite and will present an error. If you try to register for a course, such as chemistry, for which you do not have the prerequisite, and you click Submit, you will receive an error. If you receive an error for a course that you believe you have the prerequisite for, please contact a faculty or staff member. Also, remember that you can search a variety of ways. You can put in any amount of information that you'd like here. Perhaps you'd only like to look at courses in the arts. We can select the arts attribute and submit. During orientation, there are some attributes that might help you identify certain courses, such as if you're required to take a freshman seminar, you can put that attribute in the bar here, and we can search for just freshman seminars. When browsing for courses, it is important to note when and how the course is being offered. For example, there are no meeting times listed here, and there are no days blacked out. So this is a good indication that this course is likely offered online. Let's click on the course and review the instructional method to ensure that we understand how the course is going to be offered. To waitlist for a course that is full, add the course to your section. When we click Submit, you may get an error. This will prompt you to click on the drop-down, select Waitlist, and Submit. You are now on the waitlist. Waitlist seats become available when a student drops a course for any reason. These waitlist seats become available in real time. When a course seat is dropped, the available seat becomes available for the next person on the waitlist. If you are the next person on the waitlist, you will receive an email with timely instructions on how to register for the course. It is important that you monitor your email every single day because these notifications do expire after 24 to 48 hours, depending on the time of year. If you've waitlisted for a course in the summer, please be sure to check your student email, even if you think that there's not much going on at the time. Once you've registered for all of your courses, open up the menu at the bottom and review your schedule. Take a look at all of the days and times that you have registered for, and be sure that this is a schedule that can work for you. Also review all of the instructional methods as well as the campus on which the course is being offered. Be sure that you have ample time to travel between campuses if you intend to travel to a different campus or instructional site. Once you've finished registering for courses, go back to your DegreeWorks audit and review where those courses are being used on your audit. Ensure that they are all being used in the appropriate way that you anticipated. If you have questions about where the courses are being used, contact a faculty member or a staff member. In particular, you should reach out to someone from the Center for Academic Advising. If you've registered for a course and it is being utilized in the course is not used area, it's important that you contact an advisor to determine whether or not this is an appropriate course for you to take this semester. In the meantime, perhaps you'd like to register for a different course. A few more important tips. Remember that a full-time student at Stockton is enrolled in at least 12 credits. Because we have flat rate tuition, you may be a full-time student under that flat rate tuition, enrolled in anywhere from 12 to 20 credits. If you need to be a full-time student, be sure that you register for at least 12 credits. If you have waitlisted for courses, please remember that you must still be enrolled in at least 12 credits, not waitlisted, in order to be considered a full-time student. So, if you have waitlisted for courses, be sure that you've enrolled in at least 12 credits, even if you intend to drop some of these courses if you get into the seats in which you are waitlisted. If you've registered for courses and you've reviewed all of those courses on your DegreeWorks audit, then you're all set. If you need assistance or if you still have further questions, please feel free to reach out to a faculty member or to an advisor from the Center for Academic Advising. You can find the advising contact information at stockton.edu/advising or by typing advising in the search bar.